Hello, and welcome to Constellations interviews for our upcoming intensive conference, October 5th to 8th in Virginia Beach. And today my guests are Jamy and Peter Faust. I'm so excited to interview you guys again. Welcome.
Thank you, Linda. It's nice to be here with you this morning.
Thanks. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you guys. And you are very lucky in that you have two opportunities to present to us at the conference, both a pre-conference as well as a regular session. So why don't we start with telling us about your pre-conference presentation?
Okay, that sounds great, Linda. I'd be happy to. So our first pre-conference presentation is called Awakening to Soul Consciousness, the Potentiality of Family Constellations.
And what's that going to include?
Well, I would say the way it includes will be that all of us feel that family constellations mean many things. All of us are doing different ways of constellation work and so on. And it means quite a bit to each of us as facilitators, as experiencing the constellations and so on. But our particular presentation will focus on moving through the emotional, the mental aspects of constellations and beginning to understand what we would say that what Bert referred to as soul awareness or soul consciousness or the actual soul. We're talking about the actual soul and how to meet the other and move beyond the idea of representatives just saying words to each other, but to allow an enlarging energy and that encompasses something greater than us, much, much greater than us.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lengthy presentation. You've got the whole morning. So what kinds of things are people going to learn with you? Is it more techniques, theory, a little bit of both, a wonderful combination?
Yeah, it will be all of that, Linda. Certainly there'll be experiential. Certainly there'll be some guided imagery and visualizations. And certainly then initially Jamy and I will lay out kind of like the framework or the lay of the land, how we can get to soul consciousness. And the reason why Jamy and I really wanted to do this is because there's a lot, the word soul is thrown out a lot in family constellations. And I think it, like Jamy said, it means a lot to many different people. But what we have found since facilitating since 2002 and doing many constellations with many people is that there really is a kind of a linear pathway. And through constellations that you can get to this level of soul awareness or soul consciousness or understanding your relationship as a soul, your particular concept of yourself beyond your personality and beyond the personality of the other, as example, mother or father, and really meet in that soul level of consciousness. And constellations we have seen over and over again repeatedly show us constellations can get us to that soul level, can get us to that larger state of consciousness where we understand things, where we really get it, and the deepest healing occurs. So our intention is to kind of lay out the framework on how we go about doing that. And the last thing I'll say is that the beauty is that each of us are given a roadmap. Each of us are given a family that allows us, if we go into the family of origin, if we go into the ancestral energy field, and if we take a constellation one at a time, it can lead us directly to that level of soul awareness or soul consciousness that Bert has laid out so many years ago for us as kind of a Hansel and Gretel, kind of as a
breadcrumbs.
A breadcrumb for us to follow. And those breadcrumbs are our family lineage.
Excellent. Oh, how exciting. Great. Anything to add?
Well, I'd like to just simply add that it feels as though the work that family constellations have allowed us to bring forward into the world, especially with this piece that we feel very, very passionate about, is that the the work of opening to soul consciousness is a way of awakening, and that awakening to who we are, awakening to our soul agreements with the family we were raised and born into, that it brings us to an idea of which way is our soul facing in this lifetime? What are we here for? What have we come for through all the wounding and the pain and the difficulties and trauma? What more then? Why? Why this family? What was the greater soul agreements that we had as we entered into this world, this incarnate universe of planet Earth? And so our work is a very passionate one with regard to assisting others in moving beyond the simple wounding and pain, sometimes very great wounding and pain, I shouldn't call it simple, but into something that we can hold as a larger consciousness, that we can evolve ourselves through this family that we were born into, and that we can find a very much deeper peace within ourselves.
Oh, wow. This is going to be so exciting. Oh, my gosh. And what about your study workshop? Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, and then what happens, Linda, is using the family lineage as a way to wake up or awaken to soul consciousness by seeing the other as a soul. They reflect to you, your soul. Then, like Jamy said, you get this awareness, oh, what is my purpose in my family lineage? And then ultimately, once the healing and the reconciliation and the entanglements are released, then you have this broader perspective on yourself as a soul and your soul's purpose beyond family lineage. So that's the next potentiality of family constellations, is helping to show what your soul's purpose is in this lifetime. And all your family lineage gets behind you and supports you in that.
Yes.
And we all know that. We can feel that energy behind us once we're at peace with our family lineage. And it's as if our inner eye opens, we awaken to our soul's purpose, not just with our family, but our individual soul purpose in relation to relationship or in relation to our individual selves. And then our lives really begin to take off.
Yes. As well as having a peace within.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's I think one of the things people are craving is that peace within.
And that's the peace of the soul. That's what we say. This work, Family Constellations, brings peace to the soul, or rather, we become at peace with our own soul.
Lovely, yeah. And then you accept more and more of reality, and everything becomes a little smoother. It's so exciting.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, it's helpful.
Yeah, you're following your soul.
Right. And then tell us about your conference presentation.
Well, sure. That's also another interesting way that we would like to bring awareness into the field. It turned out that the conference title itself was about bridging the divide, completely separately to what we were wanting to present. So we're very excited that it's really aligning with the conference title. So this again brings us forward around the thoughts of the soul. So the name of the title is Journey of the Soul, Healing the Divide Between Our Collective Masculine and Feminine Through Constellations. So what we recognize is that family constellations ultimately bridge the gap between two human beings. So each of us inside ourselves has a masculine and feminine side. We also are in relationship to another who is either someone who is masculine, i.e. father, brother, etc., mother, sister, etc. And we're going to work in a way that, how should I say this? I want to use the word unentangles, but I also want to use the word working the ultimate idea of bridging and merging the consciousness within us. And as we do, we're able to work, look, accept, acknowledge, agree to everything that's happened with the other.
Yeah. Oh, being on the same wavelength, getting the whole situation.
Yeah. One of the things we've realized, and it's kind of very simple, but most of us aren't aware of it, which is why we wanted to present it first as a kind of lecture format, and then exercises and again guided imagery in this seminar piece, is that all the healing in constellation comes down to 4 types of healing: male male, female female, male female, or female male. We're always just moving back into relationship, either, like Jamy said, son father, daughter mother, daughter father, son mother, and then all the permeations of that. So healing the divide between the collective masculine and feminine really starts with healing the divide in our family lineage. So as we move towards those things that separate us from the masculine and feminine in our family lineage, either by going down the paternal lineage, father's lineage, or the mother's lineage, and that's how we do that. We follow the bloodlines in the constellation approach in family constellations. Each constellation is an opportunity to heal that slight separation, that divide. It's like walking across a bridge, one constellation at a time, ultimately to the divine masculine and to the divine feminine, which is what is inside of each of us, because we are the amalgamation of the masculine and feminine. So we slowly work our way, one constellation at a time, towards bridging that divide through our family lineage. We're using constellations with our family lineage or relationships we've had with masculine and feminine in our life. And then ultimately we become more complete, more whole, and we heal that inner masculine and feminine in ourselves and become a more complete whole person. We become the soul, which is the combination of both of these energies.
In a way, you just brought up a point to me that's ungendered. Of course, our soul is non-gendered. It doesn't matter. You know, it's not.
It's all of it.
It's all of it, right.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, this is very interesting, because I would imagine, I'm not in a relationship, but I would imagine that couples then might end up de-escalating some of the little hurts and conflicts that may happen in a relationship.
Yeah, well, that brings up another great point in relationship. And this constellation, or this presentation isn't so much about relationship constellations. Right. However, that is a blending of 2 family souls. And you can see the healing and the potentiality of constellations to help see the larger context of why do 2 people come together to bring their family souls together for the soul consciousness to evolve in a much larger context.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
I have a little saying, pots find lids that fit.
Wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You're pushing the buttons of each other to bring stuff to the surface.
Yeah. So one of the things that Jamy and I wanted to do was to give people the framework of how we see constellations working in a much larger context. And then the step-by-step process of how to get to that larger contextual understanding. So if you're going into a constellation as a client, or you're a representative, or you're a facilitator, if you're holding this larger state of consciousness, that's how far you can take the client, or that's how far the client can go, or that's how you can hold yourself as a representative. So the broader perspective you have, the deeper and further the constellation will go into these collective masculine and feminine energies.
And the collective is becoming more and more necessary, the collective healing.
Oh, absolutely. And we're all, it's masculine and feminine on the planet.
On the planet, yes.
Right. We have to work towards healing or coming to peace with the collective masculine and feminine. And family constellations is a beautiful step-by-step process towards that.
Right. Yeah. Very exciting. Wow. This is this is very exciting. You guys are. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I think Peter's just said so much already. Just that we're really excited about it, to bring it forward. It's timely. It feels as though we're feeling it collectively everywhere. We're feeling it not only in the collective and in the society, but we're feeling it in families. We're feeling it between the masculine and feminine in the world, in the job in the workforce, in government, everywhere we go, we're seeing all of this. So we feel really honored to be able to present even a small window into a way that perhaps, again, one person at a time could bring peace to their family. Just one family at a time then could help bring more peace to the world. So we're just very honored to be doing this work in the world at all, and lucky that we have a conference to present it at.
Yes, yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Well, you're going to be well attended, I believe, both presentations.
Oh,
Linked beautifully. Yes, yes. Because collective is way of the future for sure. And we do it by healing ourselves 1 inch at a time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the relationships we're in and our family of origin allows us that process. It's such a beautiful gift, family constellations, that gives us a step-by-step process to get there.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
Well,
And
thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. And we will catch up, I guess, then.
Yes, Linda. Lovely to have you here on the East Coast with us. We're looking forward to seeing you.
I'm super excited. Thanks again,
Thank you,
Jamy
Linda.
and Peter. And
Thank you for doing this work, Linda.
Oh,
Yes,
my
you.
absolute pleasure. And if you want more information, go to our website, nasconstellations.org, for more information about Jamy and Peter's presentations. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.